What's up, weebs? Jordan here. So, I just finished reading the newest chapter of Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is a series that I have talked about on the channel a few times. I will link those videos down in the description below if you're interested. But Kaiju number 8 is a series that I am extremely hyped on and I see a lot of potential with. So in this video, we're going to go over the manga and the last few chapters, what's happening, just an overview of why I think you should read Kaiju number 8 and why I think that in the next couple of years when this eventually gets an anime, that this series is going to be Hype City. Real quick, if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, down below me there's a button that says subscribe. Smash it for me. I'd really appreciate it. Also, hit the like button. It really helps out the channel with all the crazy YouTube algorithm stuff, and you would be doing me a huge solid. So, let's get into the video. So where we're at in Kaiju number 8 right now is the aftermath of a huge battle that took place where Kaiju number 9, who they're fighting and just kind of discovering right now. They don't really know what it is or who it is or what it's all about, but they defeated a bunch of large kaiju with the help of Shoshiro, Mina, and the whole squadron. And Kaiju number 8 brought down a massive kaiju from the bits and pieces of all the other ones that they defeated, and it was going to devastate the country. So our boy had to step in and save the day, basically. He had to reveal to the squadron that he himself was Kaiju number 8 to save the day. He had to jump in, use his kaiju abilities, and reveal to the squadron, because they could see him, that he was Kaiju number 8. Now, he did save them. He saved their lives, but just because of the way that the Japanese Defense Force is, the threats of kaiju, they had to take Kafka in, imprison him, and sort of figure out why he can transform into a kaiju first off. What are his intentions? Can he control it? What is going on with it? So now that Kafka's in prison, his squadron is stuck with the reality of, is he still our friend who was in the squadron with us, or is he a kaiju threat? Kikuro, Leno, and a few others are still on the fence. They obviously want to trust their squadron teammate. They want to believe in Kafka because he's helped them, he's been on their side, and he's fought with them. So, where it is now, Isao is the general of the Japanese Defense Force, and it's Kikuro's dad, and they are in an all-out epic fight right now. Isao, I think that's how you say his name. It's kind of hard to pronounce. He has abilities from Kaiju number 2, which make him insanely strong. They're basically like weapons for his power suit that make him have the ability to fight on par with like huge, massive kaiju. It's like these giant arm attachments that make him extremely strong. So in this section of the chapter, we have Kafka is basically forced to turn into a kaiju or die, because they're basically fighting to the death just to prove what he actually is, what his intentions are, and can he control his kaiju transformation. Now, right now we're at this interesting part in the story where that kaiju that entered Kafka's body sort of took over Kafka and transformed him into Kaiju number 8 against his will. So right now he's fighting in kaiju form, but he can't control it. And it's kind of like Eren Yeager inside of the Titan, the way that it looks. Kafka inside of Kaiju number 8. And I don't know if that's just like I mean, obviously it's like a metaphor, or like, not a metaphor. What am I trying to say? It's just a visual representation of Kafka inside his own mind, not being able to control his kaiju transformation. So we see the little small kaiju now huge and Kafka really small, and the kaiju basically saying that it wants to kill it. It doesn't speak in full sentences, it just says a few words every now and then. So we still don't know exactly what this small kaiju is, where it's gonna lead to later on in the story as far as like what kaiju are, why there are some that are humans that are good or evil, and just in general what the story is going to entail with this, because like I said, we don't know fully what's going on yet. So we're gonna definitely have some really cool, interesting story developments within the next like 5 or 10 chapters. And really, we haven't gotten too much information about kaiju in general. We've gotten little bits and pieces throughout these 37 chapters. We just kind of like got thrusted into this world where they exist and they destroy things. But then, you know, Kafka gets turned into one because that small kaiju enters his body. We have Kaiju number 9, who is going around disguising himself as a human with the monster sweepers and sort of like doing some mischief here and there, controlling other kaiju. So we don't really have the full kaiju antagonist situation fleshed out yet. So this is a pretty good first step into figuring out if the kaiju that entered Kafka's body is good or evil. I'm kind of leaning towards like a kaiju civilization somewhere, maybe underground, I don't know. And then some of them are huge and try to escape because they feel like they're imprisoned by the humans. So it's sort of like a Gears of War type situation. We do not know if the kaiju in Kafka's body is good or evil. It could be that he was just rogue and trying to some way or another make some sort of like peace with the humans by entering one and showing them that they could work together. Who knows? There's a lot of potential for what's going on right now. Now, Kaiju number 8 is a shonen. There have been some instances in the series where it's kind of going on and I'm reading and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a shonen. I'm on the Shonen Jump app, basically. But this latest chapter really dove into the just like generic shonen, the power of friendship aspect of it. As Kafka is getting taken over by the kaiju within his body to defend himself against Isao, the commander. Kikuro is basically saying like, okay, if he is truly my friend, I have to believe in him so that he can do what he needs to do. And she, you know, through the power of trust and friendship is like, I believe in Kafka. Inside his own mind, Kafka has like a memory of Mina saying that they'll stand together one day. And that's when he takes over, jams his hand inside of his chest. I don't know why. I guess that's him pulling the small kaiju out. Maybe, I'm not 100% yet, but he is taking control back over of the kaiju transformation. And that's really where we're at in Kaiju number 8. There's a lot of unknowns in the series because it's still really early. So if you are at all interested in getting into it, and I really highly recommend it, now is the time, because in the next 2 years, when this, like I said, when this gets an anime, and I'm hoping it's either Mappa or another really awesome studio that does it, because there's a lot of potential for it, it is going to explode. Especially with just like kaiju popularity with like Godzilla and monster movies in general. It is gonna be a show and a series that people are gonna gravitate towards. So above all, really what I'm trying to tell you is, go read Kaiju number 8.